The P Market is the best place to buy retro games in Ontario, located at 2079 Carp Road in Stittsville and 109 North Front Street in Belleville.
Hi and welcome to Project Extreme Review. Today I'm very excited to review this game because I am mainly a first-person shooter guy. I've been playing first-person shooters since I can remember. And back then, I didn't have a very good PC, and I had a friend that really had a good PC, and when he showed me this game running on PC, it blew me away. So I was very excited when I heard that this game was being ported to the home consoles. And I mean, once I saw the gameplay for the home consoles version, I just went, wow, like they really did a great job. So if you're wondering what my game is today, as you can notice in the background, is Quake 2 for the Nintendo 64.
Now, I've always been a huge fan of id Software. They usually always made some of the best games I've ever played. And this game is no exception to their library. I mean, even for today, people on PC still play this online and they still create mods for this game. So it's just like Doom, this game's never gonna die. So Quake 2 for the Nintendo 64 was released in 1999 and was made by id, but it was published by Activision and it was developed by Raster Production. They're the one that transferred it to the N64. Now id always made like some pretty light storyline in their game, and this game, is no exception. Basically all you are is a marine that is desperate to attempt to protect Earth from an alien invasion. So the Earth launch a counterattack on their own planet. So just don't expect some crazy CG scene and voiceover and like some memorable moments. But the gameplay itself is very memorable. So when they ported this game to the Nintendo 64, they decided to add a few new things to it. So basically there's new levels that are not found on the PC version, which is the final version for the PC. You're just not going to find some of the few levels that they have extra for this game. So at that time, consoles didn't have online, so they brought the multiplayer on the system. And it does feature 4-player. And you got your standard modes like Capture the Flag and Deathmatch, but they also brought some new modes like Flag Wars, Frag Tennis, and Death Tag. These were some of the new modes that you could get on the 64. Another cool feature for this game was the use of the expansion pack. So what the expansion pack did more is that it boosted the frame rate and it really helped in the visual department. So meaning that the 64 only has one joystick, the game is a little hard to control, but one cool thing about this game is that they actually give you the chance to customize your controls, which is a plus I find for a lot of the shooters that we have on the 64. Now of course the graphics are way better on the PC, but for Nintendo 64 I find these graphics very, very good still. Now this game doesn't have any music really, so don't expect some heavy metal music when the action gets frantic, but the sound effects are really good, from the sound of a Gatling gun to shotgun to when you reload. And when the enemies spot you, they'll say something and that the enemies are close by. So that really helps, I find, to immerse you in the experience. So my verdict on the 64 version, I find that this is an excellent package. And for the 64 first-person shooter library, I class this one right beside GoldenEye and Perfect Dark. This is a real classic to me. So the good stuff for this game, it's a blast to play even today. Doesn't matter which console or PC version you play, This game is a real classic and I still find it's a treat today. For the 64 version, the multiplayer is great. If you can get 3 of your buddies to join in, you're sure gonna have still fun with this game. And I love the fact that the expansion pack really brings up the frame rate and the visual effects, which is a must for 64. I say it's a must because the 64 is a cassette base and the expansion pack really brings that CD quality to the 64, which I find that it really helps out the quality of the game. So for the bad stuff for this game, well, like I was saying, the controls are weak. It's playable, but it takes time getting used to it because the 64 only has one joystick. But I mean, the plus side of this too is that you can customize your control to your liking. And it's a little rough in the animation side and the way your hands move. It's not as smooth as the PlayStation 1, but no matter what, it's still a very great game.
So there you go guys, that's my review for Quake 2 for the Nintendo 64. This game is a true classic today and it's very fun to play. I mean, it doesn't matter which system or PC, you should play this game if you missed out. It's really cheap on Steam to buy. And I mean, I found my copy at P Market in Carp, Ontario for $10. And he usually always has a copy or two laying around every time I went. So I hope you enjoyed the review and thanks for watching.